with Sebastian Fabal, Senior Director of Operations and Outreach for Reverb.
Sure.
Okay. Well, I wanted to first get into the retailers.
Yeah.
I would say in the MI space, probably about two-thirds of them are not in their stores right now. And a third are, but let's face it, their foot traffic is pretty slow if they're open. So it means that online is even more important than ever, I think, for these guys. So what would you say on your end? I mean, what are you seeing, and what would you recommend to them right now to make sure they could keep some of the, they might not keep all the sales, but get some of them going in strong?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, first and foremost, if retailers are able to sell and ship safely, like there is a lot of opportunity to sell gear to support their business at this point in time. Reverb, we're doing a whole bunch just to make sure that we are able to put as much real-time information in front of our sellers so they understand what opportunities are available for them, whether that's, government support, whether or not that is access to, an account manager who can help work through their inventory to help sell through things. The long and the short of it is there is no better time to focus on your online sales than right now. And what we've learned is that even though, two-thirds of those shops are closed for foot traffic, but in many states around the United States, they are allowing e-commerce activity to still continue. So as long as a seller feels that they can continue to ship and the shipping infrastructure is still functioning, which it is. In fact, a majority of items are actually arriving on time still within the United States, within some of the strictest mandated quarantined areas of the world. Frankly, now is the time to do all the things that you probably felt you hadn't had the time to do.
Right. Yeah. And the other thing I wanted to ask you, the second question is, looking at, I would think, I'm sure it's anecdotal, but at a time like this, when people are home, they're looking consumers.
Yeah.
They're going to probably want to play music. I mean, there's only so many new TV shows. They're almost gone. And there's only so much on Netflix that you can watch about, like, Lion Kings and guys like that. So I'm wondering, they're probably going to want to play music and buy it. So are you seeing that? And if so, what are some of the items that are hot sellers right now online? What are they looking to buy?
So the long and the short of it is, I have been personally just very pleasantly surprised by the demand for instruments that we're seeing right now. And frankly, the things that are doing well shouldn't surprise you. Like, folks are trying to beef up their home studio because you're going to be spending a lot of time indoors. I know that I just bought a new little mixer so I can, stop using, my dog and just, actually get a little bit more analog and stuff like that. So those things shouldn't come as a surprise. Obviously, anything dealing with, like, noise suppression. So, folks wanting to maybe purchase an acoustic guitar. So, they don't annoy their neighbors, rather. So there really is a lot of opportunity out there for a lot of these less amplified instruments.
If you give, like, one quick tip, I mean, for
oh man,
can you think? I know I put you on the spot. We didn't bring it up, but maybe one fast thing.
If I can just say three quick things, because these are the things that are going to be crucial for online business, particularly like in today's world right now. Hyper communication and transparency is going to be key. In order to be successful selling online right now, like, you should be messaging every single buyer who purchases something from you, just to, at the very least, to verify that they are okay with a possible delay in shipment, or just confirming where their address is, just because, the address that, say, on Reverb we have on file might be different from where someone's taking shelter, right? And we don't want to provide a negative experience if something can be so easily fixed. I say the next most important thing that anyone can do is make sure that they continue to list all their inventory while they can. Floor models, new old stock, things that have been sitting in the back of the store that maybe you haven't had the time to get around to. Now's the perfect time to go and do that. And the third big thing, and I know this becomes a bit delicate, but this is an industry that's in dire need of cash flow. If you're sitting on inventory that's 3-6 months old, the reality of you probably making what you think you should make on that those days are kind of in the rearview mirror right now. Like, you need to be aggressive with your pricing. Make sure that you're always evaluating the market, and giving yourself an opportunity to start generating that cash flow to keep your business up and running during this time. We don't know how long this is going to last, but you need cash to run a business. So I would just encourage folks to get aggressive, because there are buyers out there.
Oh, thank you. That's great information. And sorry you're putting you on the spot, but you handle it with aplomb, okay?
Right. It's my job to do this.
Yeah, right. I appreciate it. Okay, well, I want to thank you, Sebastian. Thanks so much for the information and
Yeah.
giving some advice to retailers this tough time. It's
That's
so
great.
much appreciated. So thank you.
We'll get through it together, man.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, stay safe, okay?
All right. Cheers, man. Peace. Bye.
Bye-bye.